Hello and welcome back to the show. My name's Relevant. This is Do All the Things. And on today's episode, battery. I think you know it. Stay tuned. If you've been following the comedy, you know I've been building what I like to call Project 12 Volt Infrastructure. Well, I don't put project on it. The 12 volt infrastructure, that is a solar system, a smaller solar system. I'm not powering my house. It's just a solar system that I will use to charge all of the batteries. My goal at this point, ASAP, like by the new year, is to have all of my batteries get charged off solar power. But in order to charge those batteries, you need to charge a battery. So you can charge a battery while you're charging a battery. Now, as it stands right now, I've been testing on it. My quad's stored right now because it's winter. I took the battery out, I got it up there, and I have been using it to charge some batteries so far. And it's been working. Now, obviously, I need more capacity than that. So this is what I ended up with. I wanted lithium nanophosphate. And oh boy, 12 volts, 100 amp hours of lithium phosphate power. Oh yeah, this is serious. I got this from a small business. And you know, if you go to the website, they're extremely ambitious about getting everything suspicious, but if you do, you get 5% off. Their price is mostly competitive with all the other market, and after that 5% off, it actually works out to be cheaper than the rheology equivalent, which has not a price. This was $6.69 just the other day. Don't know what's up with that. Anyway, this thing is their house brand, but you know, it's gonna be a relabel of something Chinese. What it actually is, it says Enerwatt. Lithium series, lots of warning labels, made in China. That's to be expected these days. 26 pounds. Yeah, I guess that's 26 pounds. Yeah, okay, that feels about 26 pounds. But that's way lighter than an equivalent lead acid battery now, isn't it? So, if I was trying to save money, well, that is up for philosophical debate under these conditions, because as you can see from what I just showed you online, these batteries are really freaking expensive. But they're investments, because where else would I have bought one? Well, probably from our local tire store. Y'all know it. I'd be searching around for their deep cycle dealies. I'm probably not gonna want the cheapest freaking one they got, a 31. Is that even in the range that I'm thinking? Yeah, 100 amp hours, a size 31. Okay, $200. Okay, plus a $20 core charge, tax on top of that. So it's $220 or $222. But maybe I didn't want the cheapest crap they had. Maybe I wanted something a little bit higher end, something more hardier like an AGM. Okay, $342.99 plus core charge, $362.99. You gotta consider the core charge because they're gonna charge you an extra $20 unless you have another battery to trade in. So $362 versus $699. So this is less than twice the price. But here's the thing, lead acid batteries are kind of crap. I know this from experience. I have worked with a lot of batteries in my day. I have all sorts of lithium ions. I have lithium phosphates. I have lithium phosphates that I bought years ago, over a decade ago. They still work today. They might not have as much capacity, but they still work well. And heck, last time I was working with some of my older cells, they still cranked out quite a bit of amperage. A lead acid battery, man, even if you treat them right, they're just gonna go sour on you. It doesn't matter. It's only a matter of time. You might get 2 years out of them, you might get 4 years. You treat them well, they're still gonna go sour on you. I know this because I have a 12 volt backup sump. It's a system that I've had for at least 10 years now, and it's had several batteries over that time. At least 2, but there were ones before that. I've lost track. But at any rate, it's sitting there with a charger on it all the time. It's not getting used very often. It's being maintained, yet it still failed over time. A lithium battery, it's not quite gonna do that, you know? I could charge this pupper up now, put it on the shelf, and you know what? 10 years from now, it'll probably still have most of its charge. Now, of course, with a lithium style battery, you have cycle considerations. You don't wear it down more with time, you wear it down with actual use. So what happens, you charge it, you discharge it, you charge it, you discharge it, it starts to wear out, but still, puppers like this are rated for what, 3,000, 4,000 cycles? Lead acid batteries, even the good ones, 500, maybe 1,000 cycles. The fact of the matter is, if choosing between lead acid and lithium phosphate, you will purchase more than one lead acid battery within the same lifespan of the lithium battery. This thing is probably gonna last like 10 years, assuming nothing strange happens. You're not gonna get that out of a lead acid. So considering this thing is less than twice the price and it's going to at least replace 2 batteries, it's a no-brainer. It's a big hefty bill to start with. But if you can swing it, if you can buy once, cry once, it's a no-brainer. You're ultimately saving money with one of these batteries, especially when you consider something even more important. That is, a lead acid battery does not like getting fully discharged. Even the quote-unquote deep cycle batteries really, truly don't like getting fully discharged. And they even tell you, experts will tell you, manuals will tell you, about 50%. About 50%. So if you get a battery that's 100 amp hours, you're only getting 50 amp hours of capacity out of it unless you want to risk damaging it. This guy? No, not so much. You're gonna get the 100 amp hours, or maybe not 100 amp hours. Maybe you'd get more like 80. They're gonna have voltage cutoffs built into them, and when the battery reaches its full exhausted state, it's just gonna stop putting out power. Chargers will have a way of kind of signaling it and zapping on it to kick it back on. But nevertheless, you're gonna get well more than 50 amp hours out of this cell. Even if you're not getting the full 100, I figure you're getting at least 80. So that in and of itself, this guy, costing less than twice as much, already is replacing 2 batteries, and you haven't even replaced that one yet. So really, you're getting like 4 batteries for the price of 1. It's even more of a no-brainer. I am just so stoked to be able to finally buy this battery technology like this. I've known about this for a long time. I transitioned as many things as I could over to lithium technology years ago, and this was on obtainium like just a little while ago. If you found them, they were astronomically expensive. So it's great that we've gotten to a point in human history where I can walk into a store now and I can buy one of these puppers for a reasonable price. And hell, you know what? Even that price they're charging now, they can do better. You know there's big margins on there for the guys at the top. They're making some good money. But either way, blah, 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 blah. Let's go install on this pupper. Yeah, actually, before I can install on this pupper, I need to cut some wood. So I just need something to go up on the shelf to kind of hold up on the wires, maybe act as a little barrier. I'll show you what I mean. And I found this scrap piece of MDF, and I can't think of any other purpose this thing could possibly serve, but I do have to cut it down. According to my measurements, I'm looking at about 11 inches. So let's go ahead and scribe an 11-inch mark on here. Oh, which side do we want to start from? But yeah, this side looks good here. 11. Yeah. This fit me dead from there. Yeah, where'd my mark go? Yeah, good old handy miter box for when you need to cut something real quick in the doors. Fact of the matter is it's rather cold outside right now. Don't feel like going out there. And I sure as heart am not gonna bust out my circular saw inside the house. Not on something as fine as MDF. Can you imagine the mess that's gonna make? So we're gonna kick it to old school manual style here. That took way less time than I expected. I wanted to quote David Firth, saws are too hard to use. Be easier to use. But, well, MDF, I guess it's the buttery of wood. Very, powdery. Ooh. Good. And actually, while we have the camera in this position, let's do a little bit of an unboxing, because we're gonna need to use some protection, you see, sir. And at the local tire store, I acquired something of this general persuasion right here. This should be, if I'm not mistaken, a fuse holder. Why has it got these little floppy bits here? What are those for? This thing comes apart or something. It's probably the assembly trickery. No idea. Is a little fuse maxi fuse holder, and because we're running a 20 amp system, I got a 20 amp fuse to go with it. So this should fit in here. Yes, indeed, it does. Perfect. Okay, so we have a battery fuse, because the fact of the matter is a phosphate battery, it could crank out a lot of current, bud. So partly what we're doing here is this is going to mount to this guy. How do I want to mount it to this guy? That is the question. I could see maybe doing a sideways thinger like this, assuming it would stay like that. I think we could probably get it to stay like that. So I am going to pre-pilot this hole here because, you know, we can't just go driving screws into MDF. It's going, it doesn't like that. You need to pre-drill. That's right. Let's get some more shavings everywhere. So on the bright side, it's easy to work with this stuff. It's a good tone wood for building speaker cabinets, but that's about it. Don't get it wet. This stuff behaves worse than a gremlin if you get it wet. All right, what do we got here? Get that stay put. Get that stay put. Oh, yeah, it's gonna rotate just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Okay, whatever. Driver of screw. Oh yeah, those are some nice terminals, bud. I like them. And that's still gonna fit over that screw. Yep. Okay, what else do we have? What else? Forget what size these are, but they're for doing this, obviously. Which is another thing I liked about this battery. It seemed a lot more simple and straightforward to connect onto. It didn't need like big holes, big loops, big, you know, the other crap other batteries have. So we gotta go over there now, do some, yeah. Admittedly, one of the hardest parts of this project is cleaning and reorganizing a junked up shelf. Hey, you know, it's only half done. You've cleaned it and cleared it, but now all the stuff's piled over there and you're gonna have to find places for it or figure out how to get it back on here in a presentable way or an organized way, because we're gonna be taking up a bunch of space. I have to put some more holes into this guy first. Do I want the fuse on the outside or do I want the fuse on the inside? Well, it doesn't matter yet. We have to put holes in this. And of course I didn't bring the marker with me. That's always helpful. Oh, here's the marker. We're gonna mount this on very similar to the way we did that backboard, just 1/4-20, popping it through those holes. We got it marked. You're not at the best angle, but I am. And back here, let's get some holes in there, bud. Let's get some holes in there. Look at these crazy snakes it makes, bud. Is this hole big enough for 1/4-20? Oh yeah, just. More wood chips, always with the wood chips. Oh, almost went for a record there. What was the longest snaky I could make? Okay, so my plan is this popper's gonna live up here somewhere. Just right up there. You know, a couple reasons. It was the most convenient place available. Also, I can use excuses that if it's this high, it's very difficult to drop something on it, which, again, is a bad day. So maybe we have the fuse holder on the inside. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's get our hardware. Hey, maybe I could have countersinked these, bud. Now, not only did I intend this to be for wiring harnesses, but I also kind of intended it to be like, you know, make it so that the battery can't accidentally fall off this way. Maybe I should put a barrier here too. Don't want this thing falling, but I think we'll be okay. All right, washers and nuts and yeah. Hopefully this isn't under too much stress because it's so brittle, it'll probably just poof. So we're gonna need more of our wiring here. And is this a convenient length? Watch, this is too short, but that's okay that we got a little bit extra length here. We're gonna need it because we need to get from, well, I think red's on this side. You know what, I probably should have checked. Yes. Red's on that side. Hey, you figure this paint pen will work on this black plastic? Oh yeah, red's on that side, bud. We need a piece of wire. It's gotta go from the terminal to the fuse holder. In order to make that happen, we gotta cut this up. So I figure that has to go from there down, maybe around here. The fresh rubber smells good. Okay, so if we get this thing strapped up on the side here, white's gonna reach negative, no problem. Then black has to go to the fuse holder, and the other side of black has to go, it's a little tight, but I think it'll work. You know what I should do? I need to draw another hole de pilote into here for holding the clip that will hold the wire. Just when you thought you were done with the vacuum. No, sir, you are not done with the vacuum. All right, gonna get the wire bolted up on here. Sorry I don't move the camera for like every single little thing I'm doing here. All right, I'll get these ends prepped. Now, here's a question. What am I gonna do with the extra green wire? Don't really need it, or do we? So there's a possibility that we can ground out this structure. So I would take this green wire and I would attach it to the structure. So in theory, if something comes loose and touches the structure, we have our fusing working. I would have to get it back down onto the bus ground, onto the Rhenology. It's, we can't get at it with this in place. I'm not gonna do that now. I gotta take this thing back off again before this project is completely complete. So I'll do the grounding when that time comes. One debates on whether or not I wanna solder this connection or if I'm good with crimping. Well, I'll try crimping. And if I don't feel comfortable with it, then I might consider soldering. I gotta admit, crimping is really darn convenient. Yeah. And then one of these has to come down here. Not a far stretch for it. Get that stripped. Got to find some more of our blue buddies. The blue buddies are compatible with this, so that's good. Oh, let's drop the blue buddy. Let's crimp the blue buddy. Oh, let's get it on the fuse holder. Oh, that's perfect, bud. That's going together so nice. Okay, now we're going to take a pause of this. We're going to take this party downstairs. Downstairs as in here. Now, one thing about this battery is it's hollow. It's hollow. Lithium phosphate is smaller than lead acid, so this size of this is only because they wanted to make it the same form factor as an equivalent lead acid battery, but physically this is just a plastic box and it's smaller in there, which means I don't think there's any point hooking up the temperature probe. We're not going to be able to get an accurate reading. We'd have to cut that box open and get at the cells themselves. Now, temperature is not really an issue here. Half the reason why the probe exists is because if the battery is in a different spot than the controller, it can tell what temperature the battery is at. It can temperature compensate the charge. That's a thing apparently with lead acid. Because these are in the same proximity, the temperature the battery's running at is the same temperature the charger's running at. We don't really have to worry about that. And temperature management is going to be managed, I'm sure, by the battery itself, because something I forgot to touch on yet is the fact that that has built-in battery management. Lithium batteries, you're going to have a bunch of them to come up with this voltage, and you can't just raw dog them. There has to be management circuitry on there to make sure they're balanced. There's also monitoring circuitry to make sure there's no over discharge, overcharge, etc. There's a circuit board in here. You know, there's a possibility that this battery could fail on us and the cells are still fine. It's just the darn circuit board in there. Especially if this pupper's ROS compliant, which I don't know that it is because it has the do not throw in the garbage sign right here. It doesn't say anything about ROS. Well, that circuit board's gonna die before the batteries do. It might come to pass in the future. I'm gonna have to take this pupper apart and fix the circuits on it. We'll see. Hopefully you're still watching then. We gotta go ahead and disconnect on this. We're not gonna need it anymore. Where we're going, we don't need these roads. Everything's offline now. You've served us well. And you know what? Later on, I'm gonna put you on a proper charge. Make sure you're proper topped off for storage. So some of the wiring we've done here is just slightly premature. Only because I'm gonna have another wire coming in here. I probably should move this so that I can fit 2 connectors in there. All right? All right, wrong way. Okay, let's get this up maybe right about here. Don't like how it's rubbing on this bolt right here, but I'm sure it'll be fine, right? This is not like we have vibratory circumstances here. So as the story goes, this is the battery line here now. Gonna come in here. We're probably gonna strap it here. I'm gonna undo these ties. Hadn't cut them down yet, so it's easy enough to slip a pin tool in there. What the hell, man? I said it's easy enough to slip a pin tool in there. There we go. Oh wait, this one won't grip anymore. All right, let's get the other wire in there. Don't like wasted things if I don't have to, bud. All right, now we just gotta kind of size this up. It'll come down here. We'll get another strap roughly about there. I guess we're gonna strip it right about here, right about here. Where are we gonna cut it though? Remember, I might wanna have a ground wire coming up to here, so I guess we'll cut it right about here. Gotta get the chunky scissors here. All right, ordered frickin' 9 meters of this stuff, and I guess I have 2 meters left. So my guesstimations, because, you know, I didn't think to measure before I ran off to the store and bought this, we're pretty close. All right, let's call in the strippers. Oh, you're not an elephant, bud. Hote. You know, I forgot why I have so many of these straps. Can't remember what project I got them for. But let's strap it down, sir. Right about here. All right. All right, so again, we're gonna leave the ground floating for now. Just gonna kind of tuck it out of the way. And then we just gotta get these wires into place. Oh, dude! I just realized I derped my color code here. I made the white negative and the black positive. Well, it's not the freaking end of the world, bud. You know, wires are wires. It's just, you are a silly muffin, bud. Oh well, black positive it is, I guess. All right, let's get her on there. We just want to make sure things are clear for the future. So we'll bust out the paint pen again and scribe some red on that wire. You know, you get confused. Black's negative in DC, but black's positive in AC. Okay, well that's on there. Now we pretty much just have to get the battery hooked up, don't we? Yes. Yes. And to do that, we need to do some crimping to this guy. Oh, look, it's already stripped. All right, let's get a ring terminal on there. And pins. Oh, don't squeeze too hard. On for this side, a blue bidet. All right, taking the party back upstairs. Oh, a little snappy loosey, bud. What you want to bet I got no more thread on this? No, there's more. Okay. Okay, stock. Negatory. And suppository. Manually hand tighten. Oh boy. Oh yeah, everything reaches with slack to spare. Okay. Okay. Now we just have to put in the crystals. There's a little bit of a spark. First. Battery fuse is in place. Unit is fired up. It says 13.2 volts. Yes, I tested with my multimeter earlier. I was expecting that. The only thing is, here, a little bit of red there, a little bit of red there. Before I forget, a little bit of red here, or a lot of red, I don't know, whatever you're feeling today. And I can't accidentally drop anything on that. So, well, we need to change some settings here. I would assume at this point, if I had my wires backwards, this wouldn't turn on. Okay, how do we get in the menu here again? I think if we hold on this, there it is. Change the battery chemistry to Le. And which one enables that? Nope, wasn't that one. This one. 12 volts. Hold. Aha! We're in lithium ion mode now. All I gotta do is charge this pupper. I gotta go ahead and flick the switch. And you know, if I start flicking on things here, oh, that should work. No, that's not working. Oh, I haven't got load turned on yet. Aha. And my lithium ion charger is working. I've been charging batteries with this. I got to get a proper wire for it, but in the meantime, that worked. Now, the thing is, these guys come pretty much ready to go. I can start using this right away. With 100 amp hours of capacity at 13 volts, it's probably still got plenty of juice left in it. So if we flick this switch, that's going to turn on the inverter. And seen here, a depleted camera battery. This, I got to make this nicer. I have plans to kind of mount stuff on here. So like this charger, I'm gonna smack it on there somewhere. This guy, I'm gonna kind of probably, I don't know. I'm thinking of taking like a little plug unit. Where is that thing? This guy. Not very pretty. But then you just have this wire come out, plug into there, and then this thing can actually like sit here somewhere and be more easier to plug stuff into instead of having this sexy. It's working though. It's charging my battery. So yeah, battery. My solar system is officially ready to go. Don't really need anything else. From here forward, it's all about accessorizing. I need to get all my chargers over to 12 volts. Some are easy because they already take 12 volts, but then some don't. And you know, I might just use an inverter for that one. But there's others that I shouldn't have an excuse for. I need a 12 volt AA charger, but that's gonna be a separate video. I'll be back and I'll show you all my charging infrastructure plans. Maybe I will have stuff mounted to there by then. But either way, I hope you enjoyed this. Once again, this is for entertainment purposes only. I am not an expert in solar systems. I'm just kind of winging it, bud. But yeah, stay tuned for more. What's wrong with your arms, man? What's wrong with your arms? It's because I don't know what to do at the end of my videos, man. Come on.